Schizophrenia is a mental health condition that affects people's thoughts, behaviour and feelings. These symptoms can be divided into two: positive symptoms and negative symptoms. Now, the positive symptoms are not desirable. The term is used to mean the presence of certain symptoms, and negative symptoms means a deficit in mental functioning compared to prior to the person became ill with schizophrenia. So the positive symptoms, these are broken down into hallucinations, delusions and thought disorder. And the positive symptoms are basically where somebody finds it really hard to distinguish between what's real and what seems to be real to them. And people use the word psychotic for some of these symptoms. And psychotic symptoms are actually in other health conditions as well, not just in schizophrenia. So, going on to hallucinations, this is where people hear, see, smell, touch or taste something when that particular thing's not there. So there's no stimulus causing that. So for instance, somebody may hear something. If somebody else was there, they wouldn't hear it. There's actually nothing causing it. Or they may see something when there's not actually there in external reality. So the perception is actually coming from within their mind, not outside their head. But it doesn't mean that they're making it up or imagining it, because it is totally real to them. So the most common hallucination is hearing things and hearing voices. So somebody may hear a male or a female voice, maybe more than one voice, and they may talk to them, about them. It could be people they know or people they don't know. It could be pleasant. Most of the time it's not. It's harsh, derogatory, or just annoying. So a delusion is a false belief, and it's really firmly held. And it's out of keeping with somebody's cultural, religious or educational background. And even if there's evidence to the contrary shown to them, they would still hold that belief really firmly. Examples of this are paranoid delusions, or what we call persecutory delusions. So somebody could believe that MI5 are after them and want to harm them. People may have ideas of reference, such as they're receiving messages from the television or the radio or newspapers, or they getting meaning in everyday things such as what colour cars are that come after each other, and that all means something particular to them. So they're deriving meaning from random everyday circumstances. And then some people may feel as though they're being controlled. So they may feel as though their thoughts are being controlled, that thoughts are being put into their head or taken out of their head. Or they may feel as though their bodies are being controlled and made to do something that they don't want to do. So that's delusions. Now on to a thought disorder. People's thoughts may become muddled up and their sentences become jumbled up. So the most difficult scenario is where people's sentence structure breaks down and they're just random words together, and that's what we would call word salad. Or it could be that people are talking about one topic and then totally switch to another one, but there's no connection between the two, and it's really hard to follow what people are saying. Going on to negative symptoms, this is where people lack motivation, lack energy, lack interest, lack the get up and go to do things. So for instance, they may no longer care for their personal hygiene. They may not clean and tidy their area where they live. They may not make meals for themselves anymore if they used to do that. They may lose interest in things that they'd normally do, not socialise, and they just seems as though they just can't be bothered and they're lazy, but that's totally not the case. The apathy and avolition are a negative symptom of schizophrenia, and you can't even make somebody want to do it. And people find that their attention and concentration are poor. They find it difficult to make decisions. They may talk less. What they say may have less content in it. Their emotional reactivity or affect may be what we call blunted, where they're just not reactive. And also even with walking, they may move their arms and legs less than they normally would do. So these are all called negative symptoms, and it's a deficit in functioning of the mind. Okay then, so I've talked about schizophrenia, the positive symptoms, which are hallucinations, delusions and thought disorder. And I've also briefly mentioned negative symptoms of schizophrenia. Not everybody with schizophrenia will have positive symptoms. Not everybody with schizophrenia with negative symptoms. And not everybody with schizophrenia will have the whole group of them. So everybody is very, very different, just as everybody generally is very different. Okay then, thank you for listening. Bye-bye.